What's the insights for Tesla? Last video, I mentioned the monthly chart trend and the strategy. And how about daily chart? The two video before, I also mentioned we have a sell point here, we have sell point here. And what is next? Today, I'm going not to repeat so much about the long-term strategy, but I'm going to talk about when and where can we buy more. Okay, so this could be one of our golden opportunity for buying more. Not today. Okay, not today, so calm down. So welcome to ymchannel. This channel is about trading strategy and money mindset. Today, I will also give you some of my insights for the which sector I will focus on for the remaining few months in 2 to 5. And this could change your return significantly. So pay attention. And welcome to Web Channel. I don't recommend you any trade. This is only based on the education. I want to teach you how to see the chart. So the first thing we look at Tesla. Let's say you don't have my indicator. So the first thing you notice is we basically touch the previous peak, right? So it is not the peak. It is the second peak here. Okay, it's the lower peak here. Basically, we touch it and then we come back down. And if you use the gap here, basically there's a gap here. Okay, this gap basically is from 396.9 no 396.69 to 402.43. So this range is the support. Okay. And we have any buy signal, which is very, really clear. After this range, if they still drop below, it can go lower to 364. So you need to have a support. They don't, when I say they touch this price, I don't mean when they touch you buy. No, you have to serve as a green candle, as a support. Okay. You have to stay stably on top. Not touch and you buy. No, 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 no. We don't do that. So another thing I want you to see is my own indicator. This is much easier. First thing I notice is the blue line. The blue line is go upward. Blue line is YM club long to tell you the trend line. This is an upward trend. How about super long-term trend? We still going upward. So this two is tick. This is fine. The second thing is we could have some problem here because this candle that dropped below the blue, it means the market is getting weak. And I will show you in 1 minute about the money. And the red line here is the fast time trend line. They tell you basically from October 2nd, the trend changed from upward trend for the super long-term trend to downward trend. Okay, so now you reduce your holding here. I don't mean the super long-term investor here. I don't mean that. I mean, this is for daily chart. Okay, so for short-term swing trade or short-term trader. So now we look at here. What is going on? Red line still going upward. We not yet go above the red line. We go below the blue line already. So it means this is a pullback this moment. And here, this trend line, YM big buy, the big volume trade from September 19th, basically from this day, they already dropping. They already dropped. What does it mean? The stock still go over, but the money go out already. The big volume money going out. The big volume trader, they're selling because they buy at the low point, they buy around here and they sell here. Does it make sense? Because here is 224 and here is what price? Let's say they're selling from that candle. That one is 429. This is almost very good yield here, right? They buy here, they selling here. So this is normal. And the money is going out. We don't have any evidence to tell you, hey, we have a stronger money coming in. Not yet. Not yet. So is it possible they come to this support area? Yes. But this is not my trading strategy. My trading strategy is I look at my indicator to tell me do they have money come in exactly. If not, I don't do any trade. Is it clear? So it rather than to look at the target price, to look at the support resistance, yes, this is a very good reference. But I still need the money to confirm. When there's no money to confirm, whatever they touch here, they can still continue to drop, right? So I need a stronger money to confirm me, hey, this is the price. We can add our position. Okay, so this is Tesla. And please watch the video I put at the end of this video. They mention you about the monthly chart, which I show you very quickly here. And I don't want to repeat the whole thing. And that's the weekly chart. What is going on here? We have a yellow candle here, and we need to stay above this low price of this candle, which is 419.08. 419.08. We need to close above this. Okay. Otherwise, we have a more drop. Okay. Okay, now back to the setup. What am I focusing on this few months? The first thing is I want you to think about something logical. When the US and the China, they are kind of in the fight or kind of in the war. The main thing they're fighting for is the semiconductor, and this can tell you how competitive is your country, how advanced, what is the technology development. All depends on the semiconductor. And when these two countries so if we look at, I'm not talking about NVIDIA or something, I'm not saying that, but I mean, what material to make NVIDIA's chips? They need some kind of special metal, okay, and also some rare earth. I'm not expert for this kind of thing, but you can check who is the main exporter for those the rare earth. It's China, but USA, they do have this kind of mine, but how come they don't have such big production like China? Because of the regulation. And since this President Trump, Donald Trump, is on the position, and I do think it's very reasonable and possible for him to change the regulation for USA to produce, to mine those metal for the country's security reason. Does it make sense? Because China can say, no, I'm not, you don't sell me semiconductor. Why do I need to sell you the those metal, right? So you may look up those special metal, including the rare earth, and use the chart to see any YM chip entry. I don't want to show you here because it's quite it's an unknown company. It's a list of unknown company, but I already emailed to my long-term investor club to give you a list. But you can look it up online also. What kind of metal they need for semiconductor and the battery. Okay, so this is few things you need to look up. And uh, another thing is since the country, the next one after semiconductor, they need to consume a lot of energy. Okay, so for next year or end of this year, you may also look up the energy related stock, either nuclear energy or solar energy. But look at the chart. Do they have YM chip entry? Probably they are not now happening to have this kind of chip. Probably it's before. And you're looking for the best opportunity to buy, to enter the market. Okay. For example, I'll give you one example. Um, so when you look at this chart, you check where is the YM chip entry first and try to buy with those green candle. Second, if they already happen, they have the YM entry period, like this. Okay, let's say you don't have a period. And when they go back to the blue line, okay, and it happened the YM big buy, they go back to the blue line, it happened around this area, they go above zero. And this red chips, the red candle is above this purple line. Basically, it's one of the buy point. Of course, here is the buy point, but let's say you miss those points, you're already halfway up because usually those companies already they go up by 20%, they go up by 30%, they go up by 50% every day. So basically, you need to find a buy point. You cannot entry like this. When they pull back to the blue, when they pull back to the purple, you look for the buy point with the YM big buy and YM cheap buy. That is scenario 2. Scenario 1, you buy together with the YM chip entry. Scenario 2, you buy on the halfway when they raise. Okay? Okay, so you buy here. This is your buying opportunity. Of course, you can buy here if you see this kind of pattern. You see YM chip entry and they go above the blue, you add your position. When the blue completely change the direction, you add more. This is the education. I don't recommend you any stock. Okay, I just give you the example. That's it. So you can look at those metal. And some people ask me, my chart, does it work for the commodity? Yes, the answer is yes. Any chart from the stock market. And you need to be careful. This work better with a big volume trade. Big volume trade. And okay, so and then another thing after semiconductor is the energy because they consume a lot of energy. You can look up the nuclear energy, solar energy, even oil you can look up. Okay. And oil just a bit more careful about which pipeline are they in. Are they the producer? Are they the facility? Or are they the retail company? These three type of company are totally different. Totally different. Okay. So this is something you need to be careful. And then the other thing is about energy. I would be surprised if the Europe, EU did not buy any energy company in EU because now, as I understand, they rely a lot of the gas supply from Russia. And what happened in winter? You need gas supply because it's so cold. And how do you fight against your enemy if they supply you the energy? So this is something it would surprise me if they don't do it. I'm not saying they would do it because it depends what is the country, do they have the budget or do the governor is smart enough to realize that, Okay, so and then what else? Another thing, the third sector is about the military. So if you look up we have Gaza, we have Israel, we have um, Russia, we have Ukraine, we have China, we have Taiwan. So those countries, I'm not mentioning which one, but it has a trend that they tend to use more drone. Okay, they don't need to send the pilot. They can remotely control because they can massively control the device, not one on one, but one on multiple device. So drone company related to the military, you may also pay attention. So I did buy some of those stock in those sector, and they have been go up crazy. And you need to use this strategy. Like when they pull back to the blue, okay, when the money coming in, even they have one chip entry coming in, you buy. Or when they pull back to the purple, you still have the opportunity. It's not too late. So this is the update. Another thing, the last sector I want to mention is the medical company, pharmacy company. Choose the big one. And because it has been so down, I don't want to recommend here for the smaller company, unknown company, but you can look up the YM chip entry. If they have this and they go above the blue, if the blue go downward, you can add position. I'm not saying 100%, but you can add a position. When they change the trend, you add more. That's it. And you add the last one here, like when they go back to the blue. You don't add when they are like, wow, they are like so up. Oh, wow, they go up the blue, they touch the blue. Okay, let's add. This is very end. They touch many times already. Okay, here, if you add here, they start to drop below, you need to cut loss or stop gain. Okay, so you better to buy when they change the trend. When they touch, let's say 2 or 3 times, that's it. Then you stop buying. You're not buying after 10 times they touch the blue because it's too late. The best buy point is with the YM chip entry, the green candle here. When they go above, you buy. And at the beginning, when they change the trend, this is the perfect buying easy way because you buy at the beginning of the bull market. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the update today, and you can see here, Nvidia here is not bad. They also changed direction, although today is not the buy point because the YM big buy dropping below zero, and the YM cheapest is dropping below the purple. So today is not the buy points. Okay, although they have a support with the blue line, but it's not the buy point. Okay, so this is the update today. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, share with your friend. I hope you guys look when you guys think about the sector. This is quite common sense to think what's going on the next few months. But remember, the institution, they do the preparation right before we think about this. They do it periodically. They do it periodically, not now. So yeah, so look up those companies, just have a thought about what is going on with the road. What do they need the next year? And then you can have a better preparation. Don't run after the news. Don't chase the news because the news is a trap. The news is, you will be surprised. If you have my chart, you will understand the news is quite rubbish. Because when they announce the news, sometimes maybe it's the time to sell. Okay, so this is the update today. I hope you like it. Click like, subscribe, share with your friend. I see you next video. Bye.